Am I the asshole? For giving my son non-vegan food behind my wife's back. I am, and my wife is 33F. We have been married for 8 years and have a 12-year son together. About 6 years ago, my wife decided to go vegan. She was sent the documentary Dominion by a vegan friend of hers and ever since has said non-vegan food is revolting and refuses to eat it. After a long conversation I agreed to go vegetarian and be vegan in the house and around her, which she was happy with. She also decided our son should be vegan, which after seeing a dietitian I also agreed with. Things have been fine with this arrangement until a few months ago when I began finding wrappers from non-vegan candy and even burgers from McDonald's in my son's school bag which he had been buying with chore money. I had a conversation with my son and he confessed he felt lonely and excluded eating vegan around his friends and that they always had much better candy than he did and it wasn't fair. I decided I didn't want him spending his pocket money on snacks and throwing out the vegan snacks we actually brought him instead of buying games etc. It made no sense, but I also know the way my wife feels about non-vegan products. So, I began buying my son what he wanted on our way to football practice instead. Long story short, my wife recently found out what has been going on and completely flipped out. She called me an animal abuse enabler and a few other names and said I was corrupting our son. Now she is not speaking to me. Our son panicked and told her I had bought the snacks for him and he didn't know they weren't vegan. I don't blame him for that, he just doesn't want to be in trouble with mom. Am I the asshole here? Not the asshole. I think my answer, at this point, would be, our son is old enough to decide what he wants to eat and what his dietary preferences are. If we put him into a situation where he feels he has to hide things from us, that's on us. If your wife is confronting him about this in any kind of intimidating way or trying to make him feel guilty with the same phrases she's using with you, I would prioritize your son and his needs and well-being. Shit like this can cause a lot of problems. As a vegan, not the asshole. We humans are designed to eat meat. It's a perfectly normal thing for our bodies to do. In fact, I'm the abnormal one not eating meat. I'm old enough to have made that choice and I'm happy your son shouldn't have it forced upon him at such a young age, when building bonds is so important. His body, his choice, and you're doing nothing wrong supporting him. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. Going vegan is a choice. She did not give you or your son a choice about your dietary preferences. Of course your kid will go behind her back. I would too. It's really not her decision. I'm surprised you aren't sneaking off with your son for burgers. Not the asshole, but you need to push back. Your wife doesn't get to decide that the whole family has to be vegan. Your son is